Justin Woodbury, Utah Tech University. It all starts 3 years ago, actually. We're about senior year of high school during COVID. We were like 80, 82. Ended up working with a guy named Colton Mahoney. He'd played pro ball. I just kind of threw with him for about 6 months, got all the way up to like 86, 87. And I try out for Utah Tech. It was Dixie State then. And we just sit 88 and we make the team, right? And I redshirted my freshman year, but I get all the way up to 94. And I never really see 94 again for a whole year. We lost some velo. We lost it. And we were like 86, 88. Got hurt again in April of 2023. I remember I called Jack the day I got hurt, and I was like, I want to get this going in the summer. Now, in the last 2 months, from averaging probably about 87 to averaging about 91 in relief. Yeah, yesterday we hit 94 again for the first time in like 16, 17 months. We hit it about 6 or 7 times. I don't think I've ever asked him a baseball-related question and him not answer in like more than 3 hours. He literally sent me a video in a hotel room. Him like telling me that it's okay if like you don't throw for like 2 days after you have a high intent day. Throwing like 4 days a week, and 3 of them are really, really high intent, and it seems to be working. I think that's why training with the coach, I thought when I was looking at video, I'm like, oh, I'm moving pretty good. But I probably wasn't. Work with someone who's going to be your friend, your life coach, and your baseball coach all in one, which I think is what Jack has done a very good job with.
All right, name, age, school, affiliation, where you grew up, and favorite thing about Utah. Favorite famous person from Utah.
Okay. So, Justin Woodbury, Utah Tech University, affiliation, Republican Party. Favorite famous person from Utah. We're going to have to go with, I don't know many people from Utah that are famous. Yes.
What about
is it Mitt Romney? But I don't like that guy.
Was he the governor there?
Well, somewhere, but he's from Utah, I think. I think he's Utah guy.
I thought he was like
Massachusetts.
South somewhere. Massachusetts? Okay.
I'll think of a different one.
Okay. Well, if it comes to you at any point,
okay,
just say it. But so I'm Jack. This is Justin. Justin has been working with me for 2 months, and he's done really great. It's been an absolute pleasure. It's been an absolute joy. Woody, can you please tell myself and anyone who's watching this a little bit about where you started, when we started working together, like where you were at?
The whole journey?
The whole
velo journey?
The whole velo,
like prior?
Yes, the whole velo journey. Yeah, I want to hear it.
It all starts 3 years ago, actually.
I'm just going to put this down and listen.
It all starts 3 years ago. We're about senior year of high school during COVID. We were like 80, 82. Find out, I'm like, man, I actually like baseball a lot more than I thought. So ended up working with a guy named Colton Mahoney. He's just a good friend. He'd played pro ball. I just kind of threw with him for about 6 months, got all the way up to like 86, 87. And I try out for Utah Tech. It was Dixie State then. And we just sit 88, and we make the team, right? Great. Make the team.
Both of you did?
Well, no.
You said we make the team.
I make the team.
You.
You know.
You and your internal team.
Me, myself, and I. We all
okay,
made the
yeah,
team.
Okay.
We all made the team.
Okay.
Anyway. Then we end up, I redshirted my freshman year, but I get all the way up to 94. Our pitching coach was really good. And I never really see 94 again for a whole year. Then we hit it again in January of 2022, I believe. And it was great. I had a great year. I was like 90-93, 2022 season at school. And ended up getting hurt in April of 2022. Lost some velo, but started all summer last year for the crop dusters. It was good. Didn't really know how hard I was throwing. Adam Leader doesn't believe in velo, so we didn't have a radar. So then going back to school, we had a new pitching coach. Maybe who has some different goals in mind. Great guy. But we lost some velo. We lost it. We were about 87, 89, touching a 90 in the fall. Then into the spring season, command was nowhere even close to being good. And we were like 86, 88. Had no answers. Couldn't figure out why. Got hurt again in April of 2023. Missed a whole month again. Shoulder again. Had a lot of questions. I remember I called Jack the day I got hurt officially, and I was like, I want to get this going in the summer because I'd known him since last year when he worked with the Crowd Busters on the media team,
Sick.
and we ended up scheduling a call and figuring out what our kind of plan was. And at the end of the year, at the end of the year at school, I was probably at 88, maybe hitting a 90. Not really. So, started Jack, we started working, and now in the last 2 months, I've gone up from averaging probably about 87 to averaging about 90, and averaging about 91 in relief. And yeah, yesterday we hit 94 again for the first time in like 16, 17 months. We hit it about 6 or 7 times. And yeah, so feeling pretty fulfilled, but don't feel like we're done yet.
That was a great answer.
Thank you.
That was fantastic. Long answer.
I like to hear myself talk sometimes.
That's fine. That's good. I do too. Yeah, I noticed.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Do you think we're gonna hit a 5 before the end of the summer?
Yeah, I think we got a 5.
Maybe a 6?
5 or 6. Jaden's convinced that I'm going to skip the 4 and just go straight. I'll skip the 5 and go straight to 6.
I mean, you skipped 2 the other day.
I did
Yesterday,
skip
didn't
2.
you?
I
Or did you
skipped
skip
2.
1?
I skipped 2.
You skipped 2. You went 1 to 3.
1 to 3, then like 3 threes, and then 4, 4, 4, 4.
Okay, yeah. So we'll just skip
The 5.
1 even number, 1 odd number. We'll skip the 5.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
We can
Good.
do that.
What's been? You're one of my favorite athletes and people
Thank
to work with. I enjoy our car rides.
They're great.
They're great. I enjoy popping open a cold DC with you
Absolutely.
on a hot summer's day. Diet Coke.
Nothing better.
What have you enjoyed the most? It could be program related. It could be communication related. Anything.
We'll answer both sides of that.
Okay.
I think communication related, I feel like I don't think I've ever asked him a baseball related question about like my training and like my availability for pitching, and him not answer in like more than 3 hours. I would honestly say like an hour or less usually about. Maybe if it's late though, then it's a little bit tougher because the guy goes to bed at like 9:30.
Mountain time. Yeah.
You know.
You're on mountain.
But yeah, it answers questions right away. Gives feedback. I mean, he literally sent me a video in a hotel room, and about like a question I had on like my movement on a video I sent him.
It was the lobby.
The lobby.
Yeah.
Lobby. Okay. And then as far as like training wise, I think I was kind of locked in on this idea that like you had to try to throw hard every day, and that there was like some secret like mobility and like warm up formula that was going to help me like be able to throw max intent every single day for a lot of volume. But obviously that doesn't work. So him like telling me that it's okay if like you don't throw for like 2 days after you have a high intent day. I'm like, oh, okay, we'll try that. And that's been a big unlock, and only throwing like 4 days a week, and 3 of them are really, really high intent, and it seems to be working.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Notice I said heck, not the other H word.
Yeah.
What are you most excited about for the future, personally?
Personally,
Like, what are you like? Let's just say goals. Like, what are your biggest goals?
biggest goals are to play professional baseball, and at some point in the next year or 2 years, be affiliated with a Major League Baseball team.
I love it. All right. That's that.
That's that. No coil, no.
No, well, yeah. All right. Do you want to talk about the coil?
Talk about like the biggest thing that changed.
Biggest thing that changed with Woody was, so first of all, self-developed velo. Like, you trained yourself.
Correct.
Trained yourself from low 80s to 88 or 90.
Yeah.
And then 94, pretty much.
Yeah.
So you have dog for one. You have stupid fast twitch, stupid strength.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're watching this and thinking that like you can be weak and just like whippy, you probably can't. You probably need a strength base.
I'd agree.
But I think another one of our unlocks was long toss.
Yeah.
Like, we weren't long tossing at all at the start of the summer.
No.
Really.
No. The last like 2 weeks have been more long toss based.
Yeah. And then like I'll give like metrics numbers, like 103 pull down, which that's tying your PR. You hit that in the winter when we trained that one time.
Yeah.
But then you got on the mountain, you're like 87. It's the same deal.
Really bad.
So I think closing that gap is going to be a big thing. I think also for anyone watching this, like the reason that I like pull down numbers so much is because it shows like you're basically your velo ceiling. I think like if you have the ability to throw a ball that hard, you can do it out of delivery. It's just learning how to actually move your body in the same way that you would in a pull down, whether it's speed or whether it's something mechanically. And so to get more specific, Woody's very linear, which is why like straight run and gun pull downs are very good for him. But when he would get on the mound and do that, that would lead him into an early torso position to where he couldn't get his arm deep. He would get extended with the back leg, and it was just very like forced and very pushy. Mm-hmm. And so we implemented a coil mechanism with his back leg, which got him to actually kind of ride out tension. I'll probably attach some videos onto this, but like that allowed for him to just stay back longer, get the arm and the torso into a deeper position, and ultimately, like I said, kind of close that gap. Because like when you do a full running pull down, your lower half's going to be moving a lot faster than your upper half. So it gives you more time to accelerate the upper half. Mm-hmm. And so I think that the more that we start to implement that, and the more that we start to like figure out how to just keep the torso back as long as possible, I don't see any reason that we can't be upper nines within the next year. So
yeah, that's kind of thing. Like the pull down numbers too have been big and like from the start of like learning how to throw harder. Mm-hmm. So I would like PR and pull downs. I'm like, all right, that's another mile an hour or two. I should help off the mound.
Yeah.
But then I got kind of stuck, right? I was like, hit 103, and then I just couldn't seem to get within like even 13 miles an hour of my pull down on the mound. Yeah. And just could not figure out why.
Yeah.
I think that's why training with the coach is good because you're pretty biased on yourself. Like,
yeah.
I thought when I was looking at video, I'm like, oh, I'm moving pretty good. But I probably wasn't, right?
What would you say, last thing? What would you say, actual last thing?
Okay.
What would you say to someone who's like similar spot to you? Like maybe they're a college guy who's like hit a wall, or like even a high school guy that's like trying to play college baseball and they just don't know what to do.
Research on your own first, for sure. And always have confidence that you're really close to that next tick up, I think. And if you're thinking of working with someone, work with someone who's going to be your friend, like your life coach and your baseball coach all in one, which I think is what Jack has done a very good job with.
Woody and Jack out on First Responder Day here at OVGC.
With the home run king himself, Brian Brewer.
With Brian Brewer, Adam Leader, and
Cam Hyder.
Let's go get a cold DC.
DC.